Welcome back everybody. It has been a while since I put an update out and I wanted to talk to you to tell you what I've been up to in sunny Cape Town. I'm not just enjoying the sun on holiday, been very busy working on the boat, and there's a reason why we have not left yet to go into the Southern Ocean and make our way to Hobart. So come on board and I'll show you around and we'll talk. So it has been almost a month since we arrived into Cape Town. When I arrived, we had a big to-do list. One of those things was to install new solar panels. Big thank you to Solbian who provided these. Solbian are an Italian solar panel manufacturer. In my opinion, they're one of the best in the world. This boat had Solbian ever since it was built back in 2007, and I'm very grateful that they continue to support me in the project. So the new panels are installed and I'm super happy with how they are performing. They look very smart as well, so we did that. In terms of other things, I need to say a huge thank you to North Sails here in Cape Town, as we had a lot of work done on the sails. I won't go into too much technical detail on that because the average person is probably not going to understand if I start going into too much detail, but we had one of the sails, the Solon, slightly cut down a little bit. It was very large. We had some Kevlar protection put on the sails to stop chafe because the sails are what's going to get this boat around the world, and just like a car, it needs to be serviced, and the sails need to be serviced in the same way. So North Sails did a great job of sorting that out. We put a new alternator on the engine as well, so I can get a higher charging rate if there's no solar because of lack of sun where we're going. Sometimes you might need to run the engine. So we've done quite a lot of work on the boat actually since we've been here. And everything that you think is going to take 5 minutes literally takes the whole day. So all the work is now complete. I'm very happy with how things have been going. The kids have been coming onto the boat. Another part of the project is to share the journey with young people. So we have had a whole bunch of kids on the boat. I've lost count of how many we have now, and so that's good. So let's go and have a look at the Argo float that I will be deploying in the Indian Ocean. Okay, so we now have the Argo float. I don't know how much I've been talking about this, but we're now going to talk about it a lot more. Daltrey and I are going to deploy this in the Indian Ocean, and the idea of this Argo float is to measure the pressure at different depths, the temperature at different depths, and the salinity at different depths, and I've probably missed something else. It's an amazing piece of equipment, and it's a real honor for me to be allowed the opportunity to participate in the Argo float program. And where we're going, very few vessels go. So to be given the opportunity to deploy this is an amazing opportunity, and it will contribute greatly to science. So effectively, you might be thinking, what does this do? What's the purpose of this? Why are you going to deploy it? What does it really do? So the best way to simplify it is, if you've ever looked at your weather app and you're thinking about whether you can go to the beach at the weekend, is the weather going to be nice? A lot of the forecasting modeling and data that enables you to look at a forecast actually comes from the ocean, and data that comes back from this will sink to 1,000 meters below the surface, and then it will come up again and it will transmit data from here, and that information will be used to go into forecasting weather models effectively. And yeah, so it's an amazing contribution, I think, and it's a real honor to do this on behalf of NOC and the Argo Float program. This piece of equipment is worth just over $100,000. So yeah, you know, it's one of the most expensive things I've owned. So yeah, really excited to deploy this. Any questions, just ask, and we're going to film the deployment of this float, which is going to be super cool. I'm really looking forward to it. You'll see there's lots of names that have been signed on here, so kids are all signing their names on the float. So that's pretty cool. So I'm excited. This seems to get a lot of the kids quite excited. So being a kid myself, it gets me excited as well. So that's been exciting. We've spent quite a few evenings up here showing kids around the boat. They've been eating all the different food and looking at the bucket and chuck it and where I sleep and testing out the sleeping bags and all this kind of stuff. And they've been signing their names all over the boat. I've lost count of how many kids have signed the boat now, but it's been brilliant. So let's have a look at why we have not left yet. The reason why we are still here in Cape Town is due to the winds and effectively the direction. We want to go south-southeast when we leave Cape Town, and at the moment there's very strong southeasterly winds coming up from the southeast at 30+ knots. So it wouldn't really make sense to go into that, so we're effectively waiting for a weather window. When we leave, the wind will predominantly be coming from behind us. So we're just waiting for the right weather window to leave, and then we'll be out of here. We think it's looking good for this Friday, so fingers crossed. So if you have any questions, either email james@jamesketchell.net or drop a comment below and we'll go from there. All right guys, we're gonna see if we can get some more regular updates out now. We're getting real, we're getting serious, going into the Southern Ocean. The next leg is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. And also, don't forget, there are 2 amazing charities that we are raising money for. I'll put the link in the description down below. And if you are a teacher or you have some kids that might be interested in following the journey, there are resources for kids, teachers to download on the website. And you can get involved with the educational side of the project. All right, that's it.